Welcome, hosts Dustin, and Anna.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tales from the Barrens. I'm Dustin.
I'm Anna.
And I'm also Dustin.
Yes, last week, Anna, he didn't even know who he was.
At
I
least
think
he
I said I was the
remembered.
littlest of the D's.
Yeah, no, you go.
Another
I don't even know who I am. And Anna and I are both like, wow, that's pretty fucking sad.
We were like, oh, that's sad.
Some days, but I feel like that's pretty normal.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
yeah. But we are here today to talk about Tales from the Barrens, episode 6, baby.
Number 6.
All right, we got to halt it right here.
6 fingers, dude. Look at that.
We are on episode 6, and the journey from this, we were kind of talking on earlier. Like, first episode was a little rough. Second one was even kind of rough, and now we've hit our stride, man.
That's it. We're all
But
tall.
I feel like we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah,
I feel like
it feels good.
yeah, I love this.
It
This
feels
is like
good.
I think I love doing like the main show segment, right? Like
Yeah.
doing the movies, but there's like so much more. I think like body to it, being able to like really talk about something because they're short.
Yeah.
They're shorts, so like there's so much more for you to go and kind of over talk and not, I don't know, oversay things. But I love this series so much.
Yeah, no,
Same.
it's a ton of fun. And to remind everyone who is, if you're new here, we judged these shorts on what we call the scare scale. Dustin,
To the scare scale.
to the scare scale.
We gotta have a little like a Power Ranger thing. Do it to the
Yeah,
scare scale.
like the old Batman, the Justice League.
Yeah, we need it.
So on the scare scale, we judge it from a 0 to a 1 per letter, which gives us a number to 5. And that is for story, creature, atmosphere, runtime, and effects.
Yes, sir.
And we all have our own opinions on it. So we all have, it's subjective, right? Art is subjective. Film is subjective. Like what you like what you don't like. Okay.
Exactly.
And then this is a disclaimer. Right now, we walk through these shorts. Okay,
We do.
we do.
Yes.
We want
These
to
are
Fully.
shorts.
we want to describe them to you as we viewed them. So, and at the same time, I like doing it like this because like it's like we're telling the story.
Mhm.
You know, I really dig that. You know, we get enthralled with each other and how we talk, and you know, the story being told
Yeah.
to us. I really like that aspect of this show.
Yeah,
So,
let's think of us as a narrator, like if you're watching
Yeah.
a movie. That's it.
and this week, well, let me back up a little bit. Last week, I got a little overzealous by saying that we had a short emailed to us, and I was going to include it, but I did get clarification from Beth Park, and she asked us to not do so much spoilers, which
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Totally
Totally
down.
fine, yeah.
But what we're going to do is we're going to highlight that short by itself when we get the green light.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, this week is the first week we each brought a short to the table. And they're all very different.
They
Yeah.
are very different.
All very different. And we are kicking it off with what little D brought to the table.
Oh man, I can actually pull out where I may
Don't
have.
pull. I mean, yeah, pull out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's VHS. Is that okay? All right. So, I brought a short called "Face Your Fears," and I saw this at a Salem Horror Fest year, which was 2020,
What
which
does
was
that
the
tape say?
year
Wicked shorts.
Fucking wicked shorts, kid.
wicked,
Fucking
wicked
wicked.
shorts, kid.
There's some chowder in there, kid.
So this was a winner of all the shorts because for the fest like, they do really big short blocks for 2 days.
Okay.
For the 2 weekends that they do, and each block is different. So they hold a thing. But this year was different because it was during COVID, so everything was digital. They did it all online. So this one I was able to watch a lot of. Called Face Your Fears. I can read you right here what it says. It's a young woman terrified of the dark discovers a supernatural game that can cure her fears if she faces them first. And it's a longer one. I don't remember the exact run time on this. I think it was like
1541.
yeah, I think it was like 15. Yeah, about that. But this blew my mind when I watched it back then, and now revisiting it again. It's really well shot, really well, and you're focusing mainly on one character. It's a girl who's going, I believe, she's like a pet sitter. I
Yeah.
think is what it is. And you kind of see that like on her car, it's very, very quick. But she pulls up to this house, and in the distance, it's all dark, but you maybe see something back there, and you get clarification that you did because it moves. But she
Mhm.
also has like things like don't fear like the dark and stuff like that like on her bag. So it's like kind of like giving a little bit more story of her and like how she's trying to essentially overcome her fear of darkness with just like things that she has. So she goes into this house and it's a pretty crazy looking house. There's a bunch of shit in there. It's pretty big.
It reminded me of
But
like the
then,
Warrens.
mm,
You know,
Mhm.
like an old, not so much an old colonial house, but like if you were to go like in up in like Tennessee and North Carolina, you find like the 2-story houses
yeah,
that are there, and like they have like the weird like almost barn style, you know, like that's I dug it.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I think the setup on this is great. But she goes and puts food out, and then sees like this little box, this like, sitting there, and then she starts getting more curious of it, and then she finally grabs it, and she's looking at it, and it tells you what to do. It's like you crank the handle, and then like things will pop out, and like if you can't do like there's a little thing that it says on the back. I don't remember exactly the words of it, but I know at the end there's like if you can't complete this, then what's inside the box is not for you. So it's like a game, I guess, for people to face your fears. I don't know where the hell someone would have gotten something like this or who
Mhm.
would have made it. But it's really, really cool. The concept is amazing. So she starts cranking it and it spits out these cards. So it's like a little game, it has a little picture on it. And at first, you don't really realize it, but the pictures are of her
Yeah.
and like
Mhm.
every single time it's something different. So it tells her like, okay, turn off the light and light the candle, and she does that. Okay, next one's like, all right, now go ahead and blow out the candle, and then further and further, and then you start hearing things in the back, and then you know that she's starting to be really really scared, and she kind of stops altogether, and then she turns on the light, and then she wasn't able to get what was inside the box because obviously she wanted to face her fears. And throughout this we see like a character, like a shadow character that's pretty fucking creepy. I think the design was amazing, and also like the audio design and everything that's happening in this is amazing. So what she does, because every time you would do something, like part of the box would open and it would lift up, but she was on the very last one and she couldn't do it. So I guess like any of us would, because we want to know what's inside the box, you'd break it open, right? You'd be like, I'm gonna go and rip that thing open and see what the hell's in there.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had
Literally,
to.
what's in it? So she rips it open and she looks inside. And there's a really cool like POV shot of like inside the box looking up at her, like, and it looks huge. So like you can tell like it's definitely otherworldly for sure. Um,
Would you say she was looking at the other side of the box?
Mhm.
yes,
That's where those creatures came from.
That's why they were all wet.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah, because there's liquid on the bottom of this box, and
Bingo.
Yeah.
it's colorless, really, or it's like black or whatever it may be. But she goes, and then her necklace falls in there, and then she goes to try to reach for it. And this whole short, I think, is amazing, and the design for it is great. And then she finally looks at the cards and realizes, like, yeah, these are all me. And then she ends up, I'm pretty sure, losing her eyes. Is what
Mhm.
happens at the end. So yeah, it's just a really really cool short. I dug it. I watched it so much, and it did kind of get me a bit the first couple of times I watched it back then, and then watching it again, I'm like, oh wow, this is very eerie. I loved it. So I guess I'll jump over to the score as of right now.
To the scare
The
scale.
scare scale. Story. I'm giving it a fucking solid 1, my guy. I feel like they did such a great job with this. Creature, I'm gonna give that a fucking 1 too because it's creepy, and also I could tie in the box being a creature as well. There's multiple things there. Like you can even argue that the darkness is being the creature, right? And then that goes over to atmosphere. I have to give that a 1 as well. I think everything, putting with the sound design, how it's shot, and focusing on everything, it just builds such a great atmosphere. Runtime, I've always said, like, if you're gonna have a long short, it has to be a really fucking good one, and this is a really fucking good short. I'm giving it a 1. And then effects. See, this is where I'm kind of like, I don't know, but when you just think of the box itself and what they did and to create this, and also the effects of like the water in the bottom of it, I might give this one a 0.75 just because I'd want maybe a little bit more, but then again, I'm always really greedy when it comes to these, of wanting a little bit more. So that gives me like 4.75, I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't keeping track, Anna. Did you write it down?
It's 4.75.
No.
Oh, all right, Dustin.
That's what I said earlier.
I'm so sorry. I thought about it too late. So what did you had? Story was a 1.
1. Everything is a 1 besides
It's a
glass.
So it's a
4.75.
4.75. Okay.
Yeah, 4.75.
Okay, I'll be a lot better about it this time.
Yeah, I normally
Then-
I don't tally it over here because I know you guys usually.
Yeah, I was writing down mine, and that's what distracted me. I'm sorry.
No, that's completely
It's okay.
fine. But Anna, let's go to you. What did you think of this one?
Man, I really dug this a lot. I'm giving I'm giving the story a 1 as well because
Sure.
I like the fact that this girl has some trauma. She has a serious phobia of the dark, like legit needs to have a light on in every room to some capacity, like terrified. And I mean that's stuff that people experience in real life. So it's relatable from that aspect. And I like that she's a pet sitter. She goes to this house and finds this box and sorry, is enamored by it. And if I was in her position, I would probably do the same thing just out of curiosity. So yeah, definitely story's a 1. I'm going to give the creature a 1 too, just because to jump ahead a little bit to atmosphere, I'm giving it a 1 as well. And I feel like the creature and the atmosphere in this story are one and the same. So I feel like I can't give one a 1 without giving the other one as well. Runtime, I agree with Little D as well. It is a little on the long side, but for a story like this, I think it's necessary. And effects, I also agree with Little D. I think I would have liked to have seen more. I also would love to see
We're
gore
greedy.
and stuff like that. Yeah, greedy. I want to see it. But I was really impressed by that effect of her looking in the box and seeing that water. I was like, damn, like this is a really well made short film. Like people put some money into this. So on that effect, I'm going to give it a 0.5, which gives me a 4.5 altogether. I really dug this short. Like it creeped me the fuck out. It was very, very effective.
I just want to say real quick, the director is Neil Stevens.
Very nice, Neil. You did good. You did good, buddy.
Hell yeah, man!
You done good. You done did good.
You done good. Big D, what about you?
All right, so I really was struggling with this one, man. Like I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh wow, I'm surprised.
So
I like that though.
I need to know from the get go and look at your tape, man, because the way this one's laid out. When it says fear of the dark and it says face your fears. And then when it shows the front of the van, it says like number 1, the dark. Is this being built up like its own anthology, or does this director have more than just this one story out?
I think I don't have any other of his stuff on here, but I think he does have other things.
Because that's gonna tie into my story, because the music box that is thrown on the floor in this short is amidst a bunch of other shit that looks like it's behind a glass case for a reason. And I really liked that.
Eyes. Yeah.
I really like that. That's why I made the comment about it looking like the Warrens' house, because this house looks like a museum. So my story is going to be a 1.
Fuck yeah.
The creature. I was not a fan of the VFX of this creature. It should have been a person. An actual person. I didn't like it. Just looked out of place. But there is one shot in here that did get me. And that's when she says, "Fuck this box," and goes to turn. She turns the light on. Then she's running down the hallway to turn that light on, and the monster reaches his arm out to grab her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that part.
That part was solid as fuck. I'm gonna give the creature a 0.5. Also, how heavy do you think that box is?
I would say
Like
a little heavy.
legitimately, how heavy do you think that box is?
I would say it's probably like near like 8-10 pounds.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would say more on like the lines of like 15. It's an old box, like leather bound
Maybe.
box. And she goes "Whoosh," and picks it up and walks away. I'm like, that's a strong girl. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Lifting up doggos all day.
That's what I'm saying. She's lifting up dog strength. I loved it. I love the look of the box. So the box looked really good, and it had like
Yes.
the nursery rhymes on it, and the
Mhm.
if you fail the last test, you don't get the prize type of thing. Like it's not
Yeah.
yours, and they make sure you know that.
Oh yeah.
The atmosphere I love. I love this house. I love how creepy it is. I love that half the short's in the dark. It's good. It's a legit phobia that people have. So atmosphere, I'm giving a 1. Runtime, I'm agreeing with both of you guys. This one's a little too long for me. Like I if it were maybe a minute and a half shorter, like we could have trimmed here and there, I feel.
Sure.
But other than that, it was fine. I'm going to give that a 0.5. And for the effects, I'm going to give it a 1. Because
Okay.
of the effects within the box, those VFX. And dude, when her eyes are gouged out, that looks so fucking good. And think about this too. She's afraid of the dark, right?
Mhm.
Now
Eternal
she's in
darkness.
eternal darkness.
Yeah.
And that is scary as shit, even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4 even.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which
I'm
will-
happy.
Which will give
Very
us
nice.
4 plus 4.75 plus 4.5 equals divided by 3. This short is a 4.42 average.
Wow. Okay, so that's up there.
It's up there,
Very
yeah.
nice.
I'm glad you guys liked it.
I did. I dug it.
I wonder if there's more. Like, if there's other phobias that are in this world that this guy's trying
I'll
to
have to
build.
look it up because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he has made more shorts, but I don't know if it's all like linked together. I'll have to look it up after.
That'd be neat. Maybe we could reach out to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to come on and chat.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a solid one. So, I brought the second one, and I brought a horror comedy.
Mhm.
to
Yeah,
the-
you
to-
did.
To the table. And I brought a little short called Monster Problems. It is a 2015 Ariscope original, which Ariscope, if you guys are familiar with that is Adam Green's film company.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So Adam Green every October puts out like a Ariscope Halloween short film special. And they're all so fucking good. But all of his friends are in it. Like we seen in this one, But we kind of touched on this one last week. The short is about this little boy that is getting ready for bed, right? Like he's getting ready for bed, and you see him walk in his room, but you see him hesitate. He looks down at his bed, looks up at the top of the bed, looks down at the bed, and then shuts the light off and jumps into the bed. Like every little kid would do, because they're fucking scared of the dark,
Mhm.
I did it a lot.
This little boy is laying in bed, and he's like, "Whew, I made it." He hears the closet door creak open. He looks over to his right, and there's a ghost that phases through the wall. I feel like he's like a dragon-like character, like the one that comes out, the one that comes out of the closet.
Dude?
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't really pinpoint what kind of
it's not so much a
creature he
demon.
would be.
I feel like he's reptilian, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
His name's Vilgoth. Dude. And his little kid is fucking trembling. I would be too. These monsters are coming out. And then Anna, what does he do that is the ultimate boogeyman reflection?
Hides under the covers.
Gets under the fucking covers like the girls did in the last episode we did. I even said it. That is the ultimate armor for boogeymen, is under the blankie. And they immediately drop their act, the monsters, and they're like, fuck, Now he's under the blanket.
I was like, okay.
Do you recognize who the giant one is? The one with the mohawk?
No.
It's Derek Mears. Derek Mears.
Oh shit! Really?
Okay.
Yeah. He's
I can see it now.
He was Jason in the remake of Friday the 13th. He's like the alpha predator. He's an Adam Green guy though. Like he's in all the Holliston. He's in a couple of Holliston episodes, and so is the demon the monster that crawls out from under the bed. His name is Colton Dunn. And
stop saying scary.
Oh my god, dude! Have you seen the Hatchet movies?
Yes.
And oh, Anna, you'd love the Hatchet movies, dude.
I know. I need to. Everybody tells me that.
But Colton is the dude in I think it's Hatchet 2. They're going down and you hear chicken and biscuits and gravy.
Okay.
That's him. But these monsters are now in a dilemma because this kid is hiding under the blanket and they're starving. They cannot eat. And they're sitting there blaming Julian. Which we find out is the monster under the bed's name. They're like, Derek Mears' character is just, he's like, yeah, he wouldn't have, this shouldn't have even happened, if Julian grabbed him. Dude, and that girl goes, her name is Kelly Vrooman, turns around and she goes, wait a minute. Your name is Julian? And she goes, how come I never knew that? And he goes, well, it's because you never asked, dude. And when she goes, what, did your parents just throw a door at a board of non-monster names? And Derek Mears leans in, he goes, he was adopted. The instant regret on this girl's face was gold, dude. It's fucking solid. But then they come up with a plan. They're like, all right, we're going to come up with this plan to get this kid out of the bed. Here's what we're going to do. Dorgast, which is the ghost. You're going to go over there and we're going to scare him and you're going to grab him. And she goes, there's a nightlight over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then they all like freeze and it goes, all right, new plan. New plan is Julian stands at the edge of the bed. He makes all these scary sounds and then he'll jump out of the bed and we'll grab him. And then Julian goes over to the bed and he starts making his scary sounds. He goes, scary. And they're like, stop saying scary. He goes, I'm not saying scary. I don't think I am. And they're like, all right, you got to make these sounds. Anna, hit me with your best ghost sound.
Ooh.
Little D, hit me with your best vile goth sound. And Julian goes, ooh, scary again.
Yeah.
As they're arguing, little kid reaches out from his bed, flips his light on, and they're like, he's good. He's fucking good. The shenanigans that these monsters are going through, like, all right, let's just go next door and eat the little redheaded girl over there. Derek Mears.
No, she's a bedwetter.
Yes. Yeah.
Julian's like, I'm not about eating dirty diapers. While they're arguing, dude, little boy yells for his dad.
Dad, help!
And the ultimate weapon.
The monsters are like, fuck! And they all run in the closet. Dad runs in. That little Yorkie that his dad's carrying is Adam Green's Yorkie, Arwen.
Oh, he's so cute.
Cuter than hell, dude. I love that little dog. Reminds me of
Cuter than hell.
Cuter than hell. Reminds me of old Stacy. He's like, there's monsters in my closet. I need you to check. And then the dad's like, well, maybe you had too much Halloween candy. So we get a time frame of when this movie happens. Or the short.
Yep.
And he goes, you know what? And for some reason, he's like in bed, but he has keys in his pocket. He goes, let me lock the fucking closet door. Walks over there and locks it. And I love this dad. He goes, man, I was having the best dreams.
Yeah.
And then he walks out and then you just hear the monsters like rattle the door handle.
Oh, man.
Shit. Dude. And that's it. It's 6.5 minutes?
Yeah,
6 minutes, 39 seconds. Yep.
Oh my God, dude. And I'm just going to be frank. This one's a 5-banger for me. Everything.
Oh, damn. What?
Five banger, and I'll go down. The story is 6 minutes. We get 6.5 minutes of story, and it's all dialogue from these monsters who have one goal. But each time they are thwarted by this child. It's so fucking funny. The creatures, they all three look amazing. Right? Like the makeup, the
Oh
effects,
yeah.
Yeah,
they
100%.
Sure.
look awesome. The atmosphere, we're in the bedroom. We're dealing with this dilemma that these monsters are in. So we feel the atmosphere in the room is dread because they want to fucking eat. Runtime, 6.5 minutes. Effects, I've already touched on them. The ghost girl, the fucking Dorgast, looks amazing.
Yep.
Derek Mears' character looks amazing, dude. And he's fucking British. He goes, it's, what does he say? He goes, he says, it's, you gotta have gravitas when you come out.
Gravitas.
He goes, it's all for effect. And she goes, no, don't know for effect. This is a 5 banger, dude. Like everything across the board for me is a 1. So I love the short. This one's not new to me. I've been following Adam Green for a very long time. I have a Holliston tattoo. It says pig. It's this one right here. It says Piggly No Wiggly.
Oh, yeah.
I love his sense of humor and his sense of horror. It's 80s camp, and it's amazing. So Monster Problems gets a solid 5 from me.
Hell yeah, man.
Love it. Anna, let's head to you.
So yeah, this was fun. As soon as they started talking, I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. And it worked. It did.
Mm-hmm.
So story, I'm definitely gonna give that a 1 because that was, I don't know if I've seen that. Monsters. It's kind of, what was it I watched recently? Oh, Behind the Mask. I was rewatching it. It was kind of like those vibes, but with
A Day in the
monster
Life.
talk. A Day in the Life, not a slasher.
Or like
with
Little Monsters. That's
Yeah,
another one,
there
too.
you go.
Monsters Inc.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, story's a 1, creature 1 all day long. Those effects are fantastic, and they all 3 look awesome. And it's not like one looks better than the others. Like, no, they are all 3 equally great.
Yeah.
So atmosphere, I'm actually going to give a 0 to,
That's fair.
because I wasn't scared at all. And I know that's not the vibe of what this was really going for, but I don't know, the atmosphere just didn't really hit or work for me.
Sure.
And so now going to runtime, I am giving runtime a 1 because it's a great runtime, super quick, under 7 minutes. I've been watching more shorts lately just for fun and clicking around, and I've seen a lot that are like 3 minutes and 40 seconds or like under 4 minutes, and I haven't watched any of them because I'm like, how can they really do it in that short amount of time? And I feel like this one could have. I feel like it didn't necessarily need to be almost 7 minutes, even though that runtime is acceptable,
Sure.
I feel like this one could have, it went the campy and the comedy, and went that route way more, and it kind of drugged that out a little bit, even for 6 minutes. I feel like this is one that could have done the shorter runtime and still been as effective.
Sure.
But still, no shade, still a 1 because it's great. And effects, definitely a 1. Like I said, that just goes back to what I said about the creatures, because they are all equally awesome and they look awesome. So
Hell yeah.
that gives me a 4.
Hell yeah.
What was I gonna we talked about it last week, Bedfellows. Did you end up watching that one?
No, not yet. I need to though.
It's-
But
Me
once I saw that shot, I was like, oh, I've seen that before.
Yes.
That short is only 2.5 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
It's a very short, to the point short.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, but definitely. Lil D, what about you, man?
All right. I did enjoy this one. So story, I want to give it a 1 all the way. I think that the way that they told this and how it really flipped things on its head, especially being like a horror comedy, I thought was really, really cool. Creature, yep, it's gonna be getting a 1. And like I want to go the same way that Anna was going with the atmosphere, but I think I'm gonna go the opposite way. And I'm gonna give it a 1, and my reasoning is because they set it up for being like a comedic thing, right? So I guess the atmosphere is sort of there, but I see what you're seeing because you want it to be scary, right? Like you're doing horror shorts, so of course you want it to be kind of a creepy vibe there. But for me, I kind of like this weird direction because we haven't really tackled a short like this before.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 1. Runtime, of course, this is getting a 1. I would give it like a million if I could because that's such a great runtime. And the effects, a 1. So it's definitely a 5er for me too.
Wow.
I feel like they did a lot of really cool things in this. Definitely way different. I think if this was in like the festival circuits, I don't know if Adam ever puts these in there, if he just puts them online or whatever.
They just
But
go
I
straight
feel
to
like
YouTube.
this would be a winner. I really think everybody would go and be like, that's a winner. So 5 for me.
I like it. Anna, do you by chance have Fishwife written down somewhere?
Not yet. No, you ask me that almost every time.
But I feel like I did at one point. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you wrote it down last time.
But this
I
one
think.
is.
I don't know. I might just be imagining things.
4.58
For Fishwife or for this one?
Fishwife.
I thought it was 4.85.
I'll have to go back and listen. But this one is sitting at a 4.67. That's
Wow.
why I'm curious if this one is dethroning Fishwife.
Might be.
Let's
Maybe.
hope not.
I'll change all of my answers.
But I picked this one specifically for that. I wanted to do something that kind of broke up the tension between these two. And I just think, and I was actually really dreading trying to tell the story because it's a comedy. You know, like I'm really bad about quoting comedies when we do stuff like that, you know, but man, this short
It's a quotable short.
Did you watch the other one, the Jack Chop one I sent you? Jack Chop, dude. It's Nicolo trying to sell a pumpkin carving, like the little shitty kits you get from Walgreens.
Yeah.
But it's like an infomercial style, dude. It's, oh my God. I'll send it to you. You got to watch it. Got to watch it. But all right, Anna, round us home and talk about the short you brought tonight.
I brought a short called There's Someone at Your Door. It's got a runtime of 10 minutes, 56 seconds, just a smidge under 11. And this is when I was going down the rabbit hole. I couldn't really I didn't want to watch a movie. I mean, I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to watch. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. I searched horror short films on YouTube and I went on my merry way. And this is one of the ones I watched towards the end of my binge. And there's one scene in specific that sold me. And I was like, I'm picking it. This is it. But we start out and it's Halloween night. We've got a girl who lives by herself and she's home alone. We've got trick-or-treaters. Hence the title, There's Someone at Your Door, because her doorbell cam, whenever someone approaches, the sensor goes off and audibly says, there's someone at your door, which is really creepy in and of itself. And very of this time too, very modern. So she goes through the night, goes through the motions of trick-or-treaters showing up. We kind of get a little POV shot here and there whenever she opens the door of someone kind of peeking around her house, looking at her. But we kind of just think that it's trick-or-treaters fucking around at first. And she gets this one trick-or-treater and they just left the trunk or treat at their church, and they had so much energy. We just had to go let her run around the neighborhood, and that's the only reason we're going to let her do it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And because this
I'm a
woman is
lamb.
I'm a lamb. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Like, this girl, like, she's single. She doesn't have any kids, and she makes the comment like, "Oh, I don't know if it's really my thing. You know, I don't really know if I want to have kids." And then this woman, in a very overbearing way, like, feels the need to tell her, this is what women were made for. Like, we're literally built to be mothers, to the point where she cuts her off when she's trying to, like, say, like, defend herself in a way. I can't stand that when people cut me off and I'm trying to talk, like especially stuff like that. It's like, shut the fuck up and let me finish what I have to say.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
she handled it. A podcast setting, totally different. We're going to interrupt each other. That shit happens.
Dustin, quick, say yes.
Yes. Yes. You got it.
Off air, remind me, off air, I want to tell you guys a story about what happened at a Taco Bell one time with me and an employee.
Okay.
So I'll tell this off air. But anyway.
Yes.
So this girl, she keeps her cool. You know, she's like, okay, you know, whatever. Y'all have a good night. She goes back inside. The night winds down. She has no candy left. Well, there's someone at your door. And she yells, I'm all out of candy. You know, we're closed for the night kind of thing. And getting late. Well, they keep being persistent. They start knocking on the door. I believe they also ring the doorbell. But they're not just standing there anymore. They're like making noise. So she finally opens the door to see what's going on. Probably thinking it's just kids on Halloween night. And there's nobody there. Nobody standing there. So I believe she closes the door again and then it happens again, but the sensor is still saying there's someone at your door, even though no one's there. So that's when she gets the bright idea to pull her phone out. And we get some really great shots of just a camera in front, you know, a phone in front of the camera, like we're her holding the phone. And she holds it up and we see a fucking ghost standing there outside her house. And it's not just a sheet, but he's got like black eyes and like a mouth kind of drawn on. It looks pretty creepy for just a sheet, you know. I was like, and so she freaks out too. Chaos kind of ensues. There's chases through the house and the power goes out. She's using her phone as a flashlight and another really great shot. It almost felt like kind of like a video game in that moment.
Sure.
Like the way it felt like that because she's scanning and we're scanning too on her phone. And I was just,
it's like aliens with the
I was just waiting for something to pop up. And then eventually like she sees it in the back and then puts her phone down and puts it up again and it's even closer. So she freaks out. Runs to the garage, gets in her car, and she's got a backup cam on her vehicle. And she sees a ghost behind her car. A pretty good use of a one-liner right here. Gotcha, bitch. Like, that's probably something I would have said in that moment, too. Like, fuck you, I'm running your ass over. So she does that. We can't see until we get, like, right up on the sheet that there's, like, black pants underneath it. It's a trick-or-treater. So she hits it. It's a thud. We obviously know at that moment it's not a ghost. The friend of the person she hit is banging on her door like, hey, like you just hit somebody. And she's like, no, they were attacking me. And she's like, it's Halloween. Everybody's dressed up. Nobody was attacking you. The friend that's arguing with her, the ghost has shown up and we can't see it. This is the moment I was sold on this short. This ghost takes her head and smashes it up against the car. When that shit happened, and continues to do so, by the way, until her face has some really fucking gnarly smashed effects on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is what I have been missing out of these shorts, is some fucking gore. Like, it was great. Like, the ghost lifts her up, and she's like kind of spitting blood a little bit, and she, you know, and then she whispers, "Help me!" And then right after that, her neck snaps and she falls to the ground. The girl, scared, gets in her car, and of course, starts to think like this is a little too cliche. And she pulls her phone out, turns around, and they're in the back seat. And then we see the car start shaking and moving, very like Jurassic Park-esque.
Yeah.
Like the car starts moving, we hear like some splatters and see it on the window, and then it just stops. So we know she's dead. So then the last shot is of this ghost family, like 3 of them, and they're quoting what the woman at the start said, like, I just don't know what I would do without my family. And that's kind of how we end the short, of one of the ghosts saying that, and then the mouth, like in blood, kind of coming up and being seen.
Yeah.
And then the short ends. So yeah, this did everything I love in horror movies. The story is definitely a one. I love movies, anything set on Halloween. That's a whole vibe in itself, and I really dug that about this. I didn't go into it expecting that, so that was cool. The creature, I'm going to give a 0.5 to, just because I know it's a sheet with some stuff drawn on it.
Sure.
But when you put that in context with the atmosphere, kind of like Face Your Fears yet again, it makes it be that much more scarier to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving it a 0.5, and atmosphere is definitely a 1. That is, yeah, that shit would scare me. And it's perfect. I mean, Halloween night, you half expect it to be kids fucking with you, but then it turns out it actually is a family of ghosts who's tormenting you. Runtime, a solid 1, because I mean, smidge under 11 minutes, I think it served its purpose. We could have maybe shaved some time here and there. Like there's a scene where it's showing her setting the candy bowl back down and showing the progression of candy diminishing from the bowl to show the time passing, which I don't really feel like we needed that necessarily, but it was stylized and I dug it. So it worked for the setting of the story. So I'll give that a 1. And effects, I'm giving a 1 too as well, because man, as soon as her head hit that car door, I was not expecting that, because I haven't really seen a lot of this in shorts yet from what I've seen thus far. So the amount of gore I got out of this, I was like, fuck yes, it can be done. So I know there's more out there and I just need to find them.
We
So
will find them. Yeah.
That gives me a 4.5, and I really, really enjoyed the short film. It was awesome. Lil D?
All right. So this short, I loved all of these, but for some reason, this one was kind of the weakest for me. I don't know exactly why, because I did enjoy it, but let's just run it down. So story, I'm going to go with you. It's definitely going to be a 1. I thought that there was a lot of good setup there, that they were moving along, kind of getting to know her character a little bit and where she stands, I guess, in life. And also knowing that she's alone. You got the creepy doorbell. That was pretty cool. Creature, I'm gonna have to give it a 0.5. Just because it is just a ghost in the sheet, essentially. But I think the way that they were using some of the effects on it, I think was really, really cool. But I think with it maybe having a different like facial structure or something, or just something a little bit different than what we've always seen, with a classic like here's a ghost with a sheet and smiley face.
Mm-hmm.
But atmosphere, I'm going to go and say it's going to be a 1 as well. I feel like there was a lot of good build up on this, and I really enjoyed kind of going through the motions with her. And there was also a really crazy like tonal shift too halfway through this, where it wasn't so like, oh, upbeat and everything. It's just kind of like, now I'm fighting for my life right now. Like,
Yeah.
it really did a really hard turn on us, and that's when I really started paying attention more. So I think that's maybe why this one I wasn't vibing with so much, because it took me a while to really be bought in for this one. But as soon as you got like that vibe change, I was like, I'm all in. I'm all in. Runtime, I'll give it a 1 as well, just because it's less than 15 minutes. And I think they used pretty much all the time that they had on here for everything that they needed to do. Didn't linger too much, like you were arguing, like like the bowl and seeing it time passing a little bit. But I think that was used to their advantage to
Yeah.
progress the night, and also to maybe make it seem like maybe she's sleepy. Who knows? Like, it's a long night and she's trying to eat candy and just wants to wind down. So I give that a 1. And for effects, see, I might give it a 0.75, just because we really only got it at like the end of this. I guess we could argue, like we're talking about with the phone, that was really, really cool. That was very innovative, I feel. I haven't seen that even in like big budget movies of like a weird like shot for shot and something like that. That was really really cool. But the whole like last 2 to 3 minutes of like the encounter, I think it really like brought everything together, and seeing like it was like, oh my god, this person's being lifted up in the air. Are they actually doing that, or are they using like VFX there? However it was done, that was really cool. And also, neck snapping, you ran over somebody, then you die, and then you see this family. So yeah, I think it gives me a 4.25 for that, and I thought it was pretty fucking good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Very nice.
4.25.
Very nice. Big D.
All right, so story for this. I really liked it. I liked the atmosphere, I'm going to run story and atmosphere together. I liked it Halloween night. It's spooky as fuck.
Right.
What I really like though about the story is how it, like, we see the tonal shift, like Lil D brought up, that her night was just going great up until her encounter with said couple. And then she's like,
Yep.
fuck, all right. And then we see the night progress, and then we get the encounter. I think seeing the night progress definitely helped, because thinking about Halloween night and how thin the veil is between dimensions, you know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that. I really like that. Like, the closer to midnight it is, the more active shit is, you know?
Mhm.
So I like that. So story's going to get a 1 for me.
Awesome.
Creature. Are you guys familiar with Alex Pardee,
Yes.
the artist?
Yes.
Anna, there's a really cool movie you should check out called Digging Up the Marrow.
Okay.
It's an Adam Green found footage movie. But Alex Pardee does like this art that is just like,
It's bizarre.
the best way to put it, to be truthfully honest, is this ghost. This ghost, it looks out of place, cartoony in the real world. And I've really liked this ghost. It also reminded me of Mimikyu from Pokemon, because he had the shape with the face, But it really reminded me of Alex Pardee's art. And I really liked it. It had human legs with like a ghost figure. I like that shit. So creatures are getting a 1 for me. Atmosphere, of course, like I just said, Halloween night, spookiest night of the year. It's getting a 1. We feel it from beginning to end. When she opens the door, and there's like at the beginning, there's like a little bit of dread, but then she realizes it's the little kids toilet papering her house.
Yeah.
And then the encounter and all that shit. I love the atmosphere of this movie. The runtime, right under, what'd you say it was, 11 minutes?
Right under 11 minutes, yeah.
Right under 11. It's perfect. I don't think there was any time wasted. In fact, I feel like this one should have had like 2 more minutes. And I wanted to see more, at least maybe that family shows back up and something happened to them. You know what I mean? Like something else happened within. I feel like it'd have been. I would have personally dug that a lot more. But it's getting a 1. And the effects. There's the VFX with the phone. I really like. It's like ghost hunting, dude. Like, you see that in a lot of like the show Supernatural. Like, they'll hold their phones up and look for the fucking ghosts or anything. And it's cool that's what can decipher. That camera can see what our eyes cannot see. And I like that. The thing that just kind of threw me off was when she had her camera open and her flash on. And I'm like, that's not how phones work. Just if it were recording video, it would have been a different story. But that's just me looking at the screen of the phone.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're right.
Yeah, but I like that it only showed the ghost pop up, and I really like the ending when that girl gets her face caved in, pulled up into the air, and then the end sting where it's like, what happens is she gets back in the car and she hears the rustling. And that's what makes her like turn her camera on. And I love the Scooby-Doo style, like reaching behind her like this.
Yeah.
It's so funny. What did she see when she pulled the sheet off?
I don't know.
That's what makes me think these aren't actually ghosts. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it might be something else.
Like a demon.
Yeah, something.
Like you
Maybe.
said,
Maybe
the
they're doing trick
veil
or treating.
is so thin, and they get to come out of hiding, or they get to come out on Halloween night,
Hmm.
so they want to dress up too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's a disguise or something. But what did she see? And I hated her scream. I hated that scream so much.
I don't.
That was not a good scream.
I thought she was pretty believable about being scared. I do remember thinking
The big final scream wasn't a fan of.
That's okay.
Yeah, but then the rumbling happens, and I love it. They kick out of the car, and I didn't hear what the ghost said until you explained what they said at the end about being out with their family. And why the fuck did that one have the bite taken out of its head?
Maybe they've been to other houses that night, and the dog,
Maybe with a dog.
got a hold of it. Yeah.
True. So the effects for me is a 1.
Oh,
This is a 5 for you?
Anna, you picked a 5.
wow.
Yay!
Hell
You
yeah.
picked a 5, and like we've stated this before, it's hard for me to give 5s.
It is. I'm happy.
I think we're loosening him up though, and I think he's just going to start
We
giving
are.
5s for everything.
He's being more generous.
I don't know about that.
These shorts are fun.
So that gives us an average of 4.58
Nice.
for this
Very
one.
nice.
So now the average for the show, 4.58 plus 4.67 plus 4.42 divided by 3 gives us a 4.55 for tonight's Tales.
Oh, wow.
That's a hot episode, y'all.
That's good.
That's a good one. That is a
That's a
very
good
good.
and
But I like
good.
that's a good one. I like the
a good
mix
one.
we brought because Anna's didn't have like the horror to it, but it had like
The spook.
the spook. And like I said, once we get off air, I'll show you some of Alex Pardee's stuff. Like you'll understand immediately what I'm trying to say. But it's like it's not that took me out of it because that made it even more scary because it not only was it not supposed to be there, it looks like it's not supposed to be there.
Mhm.
And that's what I liked a lot about that one.
Mhm.
And then, I bring in the comedy, and then little Dustin had the straight up horror one at the beginning.
Straight up.
I loved this mix
Yeah,
that we had tonight. It was a solid mix.
Yeah. It was great.
For
I had a lot of fun.
Well, D, what order would you watch these in?
This is definitely when I would change it up. I would
Me too. Yeah.
I would probably open up with There's Someone at Your Door, and
Okay.
then I would go with Monster Problems, and then close out with mine because I want to be actually spooked, like really spooked.
Fair. Anna, what about you?
So I'm going to go scariest to least scary. So I'll start with Face Your Fears, then do There's Someone at Your Door, and then to break up the tension of the two, Monster Problems to close them out.
Okay. I would do exactly what Lil D said. I would watch There's Someone at Your Door first, get into the mood,
Yeah.
get kind of spooked, watch the comedy one, and then end the night with the scary one.
Hell
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. No, so solid
Very nice.
Tales number 6, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. We're going to continue to do this when it comes to us picking our own to bring to the table, which I think is great.
Yeah.
We all have like a running list too, so that's why I really like to. I kind of see what you guys have ideas for, and vice versa.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have some shorts in there. I cannot wait for you guys to see. I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
So Anna, what do you got cooking over on Give Me Back My Action? You want to talk about?
We have concluded Pete Month with The Stepfather this week. Another almost successful February. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
3
I'll never
out of
watch-
4 ain't bad.
I'll never watch Cruel Jaws again. And next week we're kicking off just a month full of bangers, which also includes the 200th episode. So definitely, if you're not listening to us over there, you should be, because it's a hoot. And Lil D, why don't you tell them what we've got going on Patreon and YouTube right now?
So there's something that Anna started, and I am now joining, is Yellow Jackets.
Buzz, 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 bitches.
Literally. And we just put out our recap of episode 3, and there's some good eating in that one.
Really good eating.
I brought a theory to the table, and Anna went and watched herself, and she's like, "Yep, there's something there."
This is what I love about TV stuff, man. The way we can And that's what I said on our episode. No theory is a bad one. Like
Yeah.
this is one of those shows where it's true. There's no theory that's going to be bad because it's still so ambiguous in a lot of ways where we're having to fill in the blanks.
Yes.
And now we just get to see at the end of the season if any of ours come true or not.
Yeah. So if you guys are fans of the Yellow Jacket series, you guys will get it a day or two early. Usually after we can watch it on Friday, then we usually record on Saturday. So it would either be dropped on a Saturday to Sunday, and then the following Monday, you guys, for everybody else, will get it. We want to keep them close to the episodes as possible. It's a lot of fun, and Anna, she sucked me into something new, and I'm really, really happy to be there.
Me too.
So, and other than that, we got a new shirt design that's on Patreon right now as well. That Mr. Big Man Muscle Dude over there is printing himself.
Yes.
I'm giving each of them little kisses every time I print them.
Oh,
Yes,
made
yes,
with
you are.
love.
And what he means by kisses, like a
Yeah.
Hershey's kiss. You're getting a Hershey's kiss in there. It'll
You'll be
be
pooping
Yeah,
on my
you're getting-
shirts.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting a Hertz
smushed in
donut.
between the folds. So Patreon's got first dibs on those, and you get them at a discounted price. So if you guys want one and you are a supporter over there, just give us a DM so we can get all your information. And then obviously we're doing the Tales. We're on episode 6 right now, which was absolutely awesome. And then we have a full new month of monstering around in March.
Big
And,
birthday month.
Very,
I
very
love it.
excited. He's actually turning 23 this year. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
What a young man.
Hell
that's
yeah.
it.
Speaking of Big D, what do you have going on over at Flicks and Friends and B Action? I know you pissed off Nate this week.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
So over on the Flicks and Friends podcast, we will have put out the letter F for the season, and that is David Cronenberg's The Fly. And
Very nice.
little sneaky peeky, G is Ghostbusters 2.
Ooh.
Goose
Like Cheech Marin says in that, better late than never.
Who are you going to call?
So, goats, butter.
Anna.
Yeah. Anna Gorman.
No!
No!
No.
Don't call me!
And over on B Action, where we put the B back in action, we have American Ninja out with David Dudikoff. No, it's not his name. Something Dudikoff. I don't remember his
Something
first name.
Dudikoff, yeah.
The
I
dude.
just know-
Dudikoff.
The Dudikoff.
But we will be recording Dustin birthday month over there, and I'm kicking it off with a Hong Kong version of Street Fighter called Future Cops.
Ooh, okay.
Let me tell you guys about a fucking wild ride, but I'll do it off air. So,
Okay.
yeah. So there's a lot going on everywhere. We have a lot of shit cooking up. Our mainline episodes are still coming out. We have the Yellow Jackets episodes over on YouTube, which are doing very well.
Mhm.
The Tales, all that, man. Super stoked where the show's headed right now. We got the new shirt design. We have another new art piece coming out from Derek Eyeball Soup to kind of like cater to the Tales stuff. So pretty excited about that too.
It's looking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. SIQ. Yeah.
Sick.
Sick. So, I got nothing else. You guys want to get out of here?
Yeah, I think we're good to go. This
toured.
is another successful one, and I thank everybody who's watching it and supporting us. And we'll see everybody.
Send us your shorts in the emails.
Yes. Yes.
Email
Yeah,
us your
send us
shorts.
your shorts.
The
email us your
BHO podcast at gmail.com. Do it.
And-
Yes.
Anna said, "Give me your shorts."
I want all your shorts. But
Give 'em to
please
me.
wash them first. Don't
Yes.
send them
No,
dirty.
I
Yeah,
want them
don't-
dirty.
no,
I want them dirty.
No.
Shoo.
Ew.
It's not going to turn into some kind of like fetish delivery service.
Get
All right,
out of
we're
here.
gonna get out of here before things start
All right.
getting too naughty. All right,
Bye.
we'll see everybody on the next one.